Now I'm excited to introduce our first speaker from the sector this morning, KDC's very own Jennifer Long. Wait, let me introduce you. You can come stand beside me if you like. Jennifer Long has been a registered nurse for 16 years. With her nursing and nutrition expertise, passion for advocacy, energy, and bilingual skills, she's been a valuable and dedicated member of Kennedy Donovan Center, serving families all over the Cape for the last 4 years. Please join me in welcoming Jennifer.
Wow. Hi, everybody. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So as Lisa introduced, I am Jennifer Long, not Jessica. I was born and raised on Cape Cod. I have been a nurse for 16 years. I earned my associate's degree at Cape Cod Community College in 2010. I double majored while pregnant and having a new baby with my BSN MBA in psychology from Curry College in 2015. And I'm currently pursuing my FNP, DNP at Regis College. I'll earn my MSN next May, and I'll finish with my doctorate by 2029. Before I do get started, I do want to thank the organizers of the rally for giving me the opportunity and privilege to speak and be a voice for the many human service workers and providers here in Massachusetts. You're all here today. I also want to recognize my amazing colleagues at KDC. They are scattered all over this room. KDC. And my dad showed up for me today, so I want to thank my dad. He's over there. So as previously said, there are two bills proposed that we're here to discuss. Both impact me personally, but I want to start with the one that will affect the majority. And that is an act relative to a livable wage for human services workers, which is, like she said, S119, H283, lingo, we don't know it yet. This aims to increase compensation to some of the most important and vital members of the community-based nonprofit human services workers, including nurses, social workers, educators, and nearly everyone in this room. As we all know, the cost of living has increased exponentially with no sign of slowing down. And yet, the wages remain the same. This makes the cost of basic needs nearly impossible to keep up with. My experience as a teenager and young adult was in early childhood education. When I had my first son, I knew I needed to do something different, something I could still be passionate about and still earn a livable wage to support me and my child. So I switched careers and became a personal care worker. I'll be honest here, I never in a million years thought I would become a nurse. Ask anyone in my family. But as I watched the VNA nurses come into the homes I served, something shifted. I was touched by the care they gave, the interactions I saw, and I thought, I want this. So I made the decision as a 25-year-old single mother to enter the world of nursing. Fast forward to today, I have had most of my experience in home care. This is where I feel I can truly provide the best care. I have worked in subacute, long-term care, schools, and various home care settings. For almost 10 years, I worked as a one-to-one nurse for medically complex pediatrics and young adults. Throughout the course of my academic and professional career, I became a mother of 2 more boys. And with 3 altogether, you can imagine the cost of food alone became quite an expense. It didn't take long for me to realize I had done all this work to secure a career where I could financially support my family, and yet I was still struggling. Everyone thinks nurses can make an amazing living, and this is true to some extent if they can work long shifts without a set schedule. But for a mother, especially a single mother, that's nearly impossible. I struggled when I lost my ability to work when my shoulder injury prevented me from performing the physical demand of my job. It was nearly impossible for me to find a nursing job that accommodated mother's hours, that was flexible, rewarding, and could still pay the bills. I was out of work for 3 months, but was finally blessed with the opportunity to become an AFC nurse at KDC. I have been here for 4 years, and while I love my families, my coworkers, and the environment, the pay for this position is much lower than clinical positions, making it extremely difficult for me and my family to stay afloat. Comfort is unreachable. It's about survival, and that's where this proposed bill comes into the spotlight. Human services are vital and essential to the populations we serve, but the wage gap remains, affecting job retention, recruitment, turnover rates, and burnout. One of our offices on Cape Cod is currently operating at 50% for nursing staff. I'm the only nurse in that office. And case management has struggled as well. The hard truth, when you look at the compensation, nurses would rather take the clinical positions offering nearly 40 to 50% more, making recruitment an agonizing task and creates burnout risk for the current nursing staff. The pay disparities are not limited to one specialty either. It's a major issue in the nursing education workforce as well, with our community college, where I graduated, currently operating at 50% faculty. This potentially could prevent colleges from accepting students, as some have already turned away thousands of qualified nursing students, which is going to increase the nursing shortage even more. And while nurses are paid more in other for-profit state facilities and organizations, nurses like me offer a clinical background with expert assessment skills and are a major asset to human services. Expert nursing brings a clinical approach to adult foster care, specifically. Although I have not provided skilled nursing to my individuals, which I love to do, my clinical background has provided quality assessments that have identified injuries that needed surgery, triage various other emergencies, assess changes in mental status, provided nutritional expertise to families, and knowledge-based advocacy for the individuals and families AFC serves. This is just an example of how clinically skilled nurses are a strong asset to us, to human services, and the compensation should reflect that. Passing this bill would provide validation to these workers, but more importantly, it would bridge the gap between retention, recruitment, and compensation. It will encourage qualified nurses and other members of human services to pursue careers in the understaffed agencies our communities desperately need. I also urge you to support the sector with furthering their education and pass an act relative to a loan repayment program for human services workers. Many of these positions in human services and across the board require a degree and the continuation of education. That means there are student loans that have to be paid back. But without adequate pay, this becomes impossible. If our retiring workforce cannot be replaced, if retention is down due to the pay disparities, if qualified applicants are not compensated fairly to reflect their value and the cost of living, the entire human services field will face an even more dire crisis than already exists. I encourage you all to act in support of these bills to secure the future of human services and nurses like me, to not just survive, but thrive in our communities. I thank you all so much for your time, I know it was a lot, and your attention, and for giving me the opportunity to speak to you all. Thank you.